Recently, a teammate asked me about the different types of fatigue, so I thought I would make a short video on it. Certainly, there are many, many causes of fatigue, including improper nutrition, inadequate hydration, poor quality sleep, improper training load, improper recovery, etc. What is a definition of fatigue? One definition can be exercise or non-exercise induced loss in performance due to physiological factors, psychological factors, or a combination of the two. Generally, fatigue can be categorized in two main categories: central fatigue, which involves the brain and spinal cord, and peripheral fatigue, which involves the muscles, tendons, ligaments, and bones. Less commonly thought of is central fatigue. One type of central fatigue is where the brain and spinal cord begin to downregulate central drive, which downregulates performance of the athlete. Another type of central fatigue is hormonal fatigue. Overtraining, for example, or lack of high-quality sleep can increase cortisol levels from the adrenal glands, which downregulates the production and release of growth hormone and testosterone. Another type of central fatigue is neuropsychiatric fatigue. That psychological fatigue that we're all familiar with, that old, oh man, I don't feel like training today, I'm sick of it. That's neuropsychiatric fatigue. The more common fatigue that we think about is peripheral fatigue, that involves the muscles, tendons, ligaments, and bones. Peripheral fatigue can be divided into peripheral systemic, whole body, and peripheral local. An example of peripheral systemic fatigue would be, for example, an athlete who says, oh man, I just went 10 hard rounds yesterday and I'm sore all over. An example of peripheral local fatigue could be somebody who pumps out several sets of bicep curls and the biceps are sore. With peripheral fatigue, we often think about muscle fatigue, but ligaments, tendons, and bones can also become fatigued over time. The healing rates of central fatigue, for example, central nervous system fatigue, can take 1 to 2 weeks to recover. Hormonal fatigue can take 2 to 4 weeks to recover. Psychological fatigue can take 2 to 7 days. Peripheral muscle fatigue can take 2 to 7 days. Tendons and ligaments, the disruption of collagen, can take 2 to 4 weeks to recover. And bone can become fatigued through training also when the rate of resorption of bone exceeds the rate of formation of bone, and that can take up to 6 weeks to recover. Ways to manage fatigue in training in general, of course, are proper nutrition, adequate hydration, high quality sleep, proper training load, followed by proper recovery, leading to proper adaptation. And one way to manage proper training load is always trying to stay within the adaptive window. You want to train above minimum effective volume, the minimum effective training load that's enough to disrupt homeostasis in a productive way to cause you to adapt, but below maximum recoverable volume, where when you exceed that volume, the ability of the body to recover and adapt is diminished tremendously.